Beyond Meats is beyond me, you guys. Welcome to Young Money Investments. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Beyond Meats. Now, if you've been paying attention to stocks lately, you will know that Beyond Meats has ran from $45 at its IPO all the way up to $186 at its peak. There's some great things about this company. There's some bad things about this company. Today, we're going to dive into it, and I'm going to give you my reasons for why I am currently bearish on Beyond Meats and have put options. I'm going to even tell you what my strike prices are, all today on Young Money Investments. Alright, you guys, so like I was saying, I am currently bearish on Beyond Meats. Let's take a look at the charts right now, and you can see ticker symbol BYND. You can see, like I said, that it has ran quite crazy over the past few weeks. And we're going to talk about some of the pros kind of starting off, and then we'll get into some of the negatives. We're going to do a compare and contrast, and I really want to break down this stock, and so really give you, the reason I want to do this is I want to give you like a neutral opinion and let you form your own opinions about Beyond Meats. And then, hey, if you're bullish on it, great. If you're bearish on it, great. You can find out where my puts are at, where my strike prices are, and we'll go into that right now. So Beyond Meats is actually an alternative plant-based product that is a meat substitute. It's great for vegans. It's great for people that are conscious about the environment and things like that. We're gonna jump into some of the things that they tout on their website. But as you can see, Beyond Meats is sold in a lot of different places. You can see that they are sold in Kroger, they are sold in Safeways, they are sold in Sprouts, TGI Fridays, Carl's Jr., Del Taco, and the list will probably continue to grow. As this product continues to get more notoriety and more interest in it, we are gonna see more people and a lot more companies stocking and supplying Beyond Meats and just plant-based alternative beef substitute products in general. Now, Beyond Meats is a company that has came first to market, and that's kind of why they're, really pioneering and leading this massive craze right now. Some of the other things that Beyond Meats talks about with their products is that they are non-GMO, they are no soy, no gluten, they require 99% less H2O, 93% less land for cattle, because let's face it, guys, cattle takes up a lot of land. They do deposit a lot of nitrogen into the soil from their fecal matter and things like that. Shout out to my biology degree for that. They require 46% less energy by creating these Beyond Meat patties and other meat substitute products. It's lower carbon footprint in general because of these things as well. Anyone in the cattle industry knows that all these things are true, and so it really is one of those like eco-friendly, kind of like Tesla of foods in a way company. And they are using a lot of other ways to advertise and market their products. They're using celebrities. You'll see Kyrie Irving advertising. He's like the poster boy basically on Beyond Meat's website. And you also can see people like Beyonce is really in favor of them. Chris Paul, JJ Redick, the list goes on. You can see all the other athletes and celebrities that are endorsing Beyond Meat products. And if you want my opinion on it, I think that Beyond Meat products are great. I think at the end of the day, people should have as many choices and options for foods as the market can supply and create. So if there is a market out there, it's good for the environment, it's good for those kinds of things, hey, it's a great product. I have a problem though with the fundamental side and with the business side of Beyond Meats, and that's what we're gonna start talking about a little bit more. There is a big problem. There is a big problem with Beyond Meat. So first thing with it is that it has a $10 billion valuation, guys. A $10 billion valuation at its current price point is insane. For a stock to IPO and run the way it has is just crazy. It honestly and truly is crazy, and I think people are starting to realize that the hype train is overhyping this product, and there are a lot of other companies that can easily come in and create substitutes to Beyond Meats, and we're gonna get into that in just a second. Great thing with Beyond Meats though is that their revenue last quarter was over 200% greater than what it was the previous quarter. So they are crushing numbers. It is crazy the amount of growth that Beyond Meats is actually honestly seeing right now. Some of the negatives though, they are obviously in the red. Like most companies at IPO, they are a net negative company right now. They are raising capital because they cannot afford, and when a company is in the growth phase, they cannot pay for all the bills and everything. So Currently, they are at a net income of negative $29.9 million. They do roughly about $87.9 million in sales. I believe that was last quarter. They currently employ 257 people, so not a massive company, but not a small company either. Definitely not as many employees as you would think it would have for, again, a $10 billion valuation. Guys, it's hard to comprehend and understand how much a $10 billion valuation is on any company. That is a huge, huge valuation. When there are companies, for example, like Wendy's, that currently have a $4.47 billion valuation, and everyone's heard of Wendy's. Everybody's been to a Wendy's. Wendy's are all over the country. Price to sales ratio. This is something that you are not able, in a company like Beyond Meats where it is negative, you are not able to see the PE or price to earnings ratio because there are no earnings in a company that is negative. Currently right now, the price to sales ratio is an 84. An 84 versus the industry standard, which is a 1 to 3. So I don't think that Beyond Meat should be valued at a 1 to 3 ratio, price to sales ratio, but the fact that it is currently at an 84 price to sales ratio is, again, this is kind of built up to why I currently have put options in Beyond Meats. Positive on Beyond Meats though, this is gonna be the thing. The quarter over quarter sales is up 173.9%. That is massive. If we are going to be comparing that to Wendy's over here, their quarter over quarter sales growth is up 7.4%, which they are doing well. If you look at their chart, they are also on an uptrend pattern, but not nearly the amount of growth, obviously, as Beyond Meats is doing. And again, it's understandable, you know, it is growing at a tremendous rate right now. Like I said, going over Wendy's valuation though, one of the things you'll notice is that their price to sales ratio is a 2.76, falling in between this industry standard, whereas Beyond Meats is at an 84. Number of employees, Wendy's employs 12,500 employees. That is a huge stark contrast to the 257 employees that Beyond Meats currently has. And again, like I said, they are getting crushed in the number of sales growth quarter over quarter, but that is because Beyond Meats is in its growth phase right now. Wendy's has been around for decades. It's not a new company in the stock market. Now, to reveal the biggest problem of all that I see with Beyond Meats, that is competition. Competition is going to be the largest problem for Beyond Meats at its current stage. As I said previously, there are other big players in the industry. Tyson Chicken has a valuation of over 25 billion, if I remember correctly, somewhere between 25 and 30 billion dollars. They have a much larger valuation with a price to sales ratio that is much closer to Wendy's. Tyson Chicken has opened up their own vegan line or kind of alternative meat source division as well. They were actually a partial owner in Beyond Meats before Beyond Meats actually IPO'd. So that is something to take into consideration. Companies like Tyson Chicken will most definitely be looking to get into this segment. And so as they try to get into this segment, they are going to create competition, and that is going to force the share price of Beyond Meats down. One more competitor that we are going to see Beyond Meats facing is going to be the restaurant chains, the chains that they are currently selling all of their meats to. McDonald's is going to be a company that is going to want to start getting into this space and creating their own vegan meatless patties because they know that the profit margins that they are currently paying Beyond Meats can be made up. They can create their own research, R&D line. They can research and develop their own patties and make them their own way, saving the cost that they are currently paying Beyond Meats to actually get those patties. So as companies like McDonald's gets the technology, gets the people, the manpower involved in creating these patties, because guys, let's face it, there is no technology in this. It is a fairly simple thing to create some of these plant-based patties. McDonald's is really going to stifle the growth and force that share price of Beyond Meats down a little bit lower. So as competition starts to heat up with Beyond Meats, we are really going to see that share price end up getting affected. Now, currently you're probably asking, what put options do I have in Beyond Meats? Because if you have looked at shorting Beyond Meats, you will have realized that I think when I last looked, to short 100 shares of Beyond Meats, it was like $151 to short 100 shares. That to me is astronomical. It is insane, the cost to borrow those shares to short Beyond Meats. What I've decided to do, as opposed to short these companies and do a swing trade shorting Beyond Meats, I have actually taken put options in Beyond Meats. I've taken put options on September 20th and November 15th. I have placed strike prices of $100 and am currently in those positions. I believe I'm right at about break even right now. Not up a whole lot, not down a lot. I was up at one point probably about $600 on my Beyond Meats basically on my bearish thesis as it dropped from its highs of $186. We've seen a little bit of a dead cat bounce on it as you take a look at the charts there, but overall I am planning on probably swinging this for about a month, waiting for that hype to start to die down. One of the other things that I forgot to talk about with one of the other big problems is some of the big boys are starting to actually downplay and actually put down and kind of lower their price targets on Beyond Meats. Whereas they had these crazy valuations, a lot of them are starting to go, okay, it's not really worth what it's trading at, and they are lowering their price targets. As those price targets start to lower, more people are going to start panic selling or getting out, and that is really ultimately what is going to force this share price down. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that it was insightful. I hope that you learned something new about Beyond Meats, about how I do a lot of my research on finding companies like this and really evaluating if it's a trade that I want to take or if it's something that I want to stay away from. Are you in puts right now in Beyond Meats? Are you shorting it? Are you long Beyond Meats? Have you been in it for a while? I'd love to know down in the comment section below. If you stuck around this long in the video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. I would love to also have you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're usually talking about penny stocks a lot of times in these videos, but of course there are a lot of these long-term investments and swing trades that I'm actually doing within Young Money Investments. If you're interested in my course, there's a link in the description. If you're interested in getting into Trade Zero, there's another link down there to give you $25 to $200 for signing up for Trade Zero. I love the brokerage. I'm actually recently partnered with them. We'll probably create a video here in the future about my partnership with Trade Zero, and I hope you guys are having a great night. I will catch you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye.